jokes loaded. I see you in your winery, your Mandavi over there. You look good over there, but
since I'm not a wine drinker, I try to let the wine embody my outfit.
Oh, really? Yeah. Okay, well, you're a little drunk off of that outfit right now. It ain't gonna win today. Let's get it started with Carson Wentz. And his Eagles have a big NFC East matchup against the Giants tonight on Fox. Philly is off to a slow start this season, you say, with only one win, and Wentz has thrown more interceptions than touchdowns. You hear that, Acho? This has sparked some to call for rookie Jalen Hurts to replace him at quarterback. Despite the slow start, Wentz kept it positive Wednesday, saying, quote, "We know the division is up for grabs for everybody." So, Acho, is tonight Carson Wentz's last chance to prove himself?
It is. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Now, I haven't come around. Yes, what I have is come to reality. Let me remind you and the rest of America who I am. I am the same man who said the Eagles' record is not 1-4-1. It is 1-1-3-1. I gave the Eagles a moral victory last week. I am the same man who has come to Carson Wentz's defense because the last two games they have lost. However, the offense has played outstanding compared to what the other offenses have done against similar opponents. Steelers and Ravens, best defense in the league. Eagles have put up 29 and 28 points, respectively. I am the man who has defended Carson Wentz when I have the ammunition and the ammo to do so. Carson Wentz, Philadelphia Eagles.
Let's talk.
If you all lose to the New York Giants, I'm out. I'm out of options. I'm not out of the team, obviously. Fly, Eagles, fly.
Because they paid you.
They did. They put some money in my pocket. But I'm out of options. I can't defend Carson Wentz if you lose to the Giants. The same Giants team that lost to the Cowboys on a backup quarterback. The same Giants team that scored 3 touchdowns offensively in the first 3 weeks of the season. Collectively, not each individual game. I can't defend the Eagles if they lose to the Giants. So, Carson Wentz, this is Marcellus very much so his last real opportunity to prove himself because I'm going to be out of excuses. And I'm the king of making excuses. I am if there is an excuse.
I live with it. I live with it. 2 hours every day.
I'm going to find it. I'm going to find it for Wentz. If you lose to the Giants, bro, there's no excuses.
Oh, man, you have come around to a place that I even won't go to. Look, it's election season right now. Debate tonight. Huge ratings expected for that. And huge ratings expected for our show right now because I'm going to start a new campaign because my first campaign didn't go so well. I wanted to bench him. And I wanted to bench him out of mercy. I wanted to bench him to help him protect his resume, protect his vision, give him a different perspective, and then reinsert him into the starting lineup with clarity, but they didn't listen to me. So here's my new campaign tonight on Debate Day. The 2-quarterback system is going to work in Philly. 1, because Doug Peterson has said it's going to work. But 2, in short sample, it has worked. You know how the Wildcat got started?
Miami Dolphins against the Patriots, 2000, Ronnie Brown.
You ain't got to think that deep. Just one play. They say, let's try this. Oh, it worked. Let's try it again. Oh, it worked. Let's give it a series. Oh, it worked. Let's give it more than a series. That's how it evolves. Same thing here. Jalen Hurts, 18 plays. You know what he's averaging per play? 10 yards per play. You don't know what to do with that. You don't know perspective. I give you perspective. What are the Eagles averaging per play? 4.9. Yucky, yucky. What was leading the league before last week? The Green Bay Packers, 6.8 yards per play. Wait a minute. You're trying to tell me we can have the most potent offensive potential if we learn how to play with Jalen Hurts under center? Actually, I'm saying just that. Now, why would I say that? It takes 2 things. 1, Jalen Hurts, you got to be ready for the moment. And 2, Carson Wentz, you got to kind of be wet in the bed under center. Let's go to a full screen right now and talk about Carson Wentz. And Carson Wentz, as Run DMC would say, not only bad against bad, but bad against good. Carson Wentz versus teams with winning records at the end of the season. Oh, my God. You can't beat these winning teams. Look about teams above 500 at the time of the game. You don't know what they're going to turn out to be, but you know what they are right then. You're still a losing quarterback. What about opponents that made the playoffs? They go on to have success. Losing record, 9-12. Non-division opponents, okay, you get out there, not so much familiarity. He actually looks a little better. Almost a 500 quarterback, but still drowning. Since 2008, including postseason, who is Carson Wentz? 15, 18, and 1. Here's the problem. How much money is Carson Wentz making this year? The third most in the NFL at $39 million.
I hear you.
I can't show you drowning numbers, but you're making that much money, and you don't have to share responsibility. It's time for Carson Wentz and Jalen Hurts to share.
Let me tell you why. Let me disagree with you for a second.
You can't.
Jalen Hurts is a distraction. But Jalen Hurts is not the attraction.
Oh, really? You want to rhyme?
Jalen Hurts
That's a whack reaction.
No, Jalen Hurts is a distraction,
okay,
but Jalen Hurts is not the attraction. It can sound like a rhyme, it can sound like a bar, but it's reality. Take a look at it. Again, you'll see the last game. You talk about all these gaudy numbers. It's what Jalen Hurts didn't do that helped the Eagles' offense more than what Jalen Hurts did do. Look at the play, not me. Just look at it. It's the third quarter. Watch, Jalen Hurts is running a reverse. The Baltimore Ravens safety, Deshaun Elliott, sees him running the reverse. He steps out of position, which allows Miles Sanders to break free, and he could go all the way. I think he ultimately gets caught, if I remember correctly, but you know I got hit in the head a couple times.
He got fumbled.
Oh, fumble, and the Eagles ended up scoring, so he did get caught. Here's my point. Jalen Hurts makes for a great distraction. And that's what he did to help the Eagles do very well. He makes for an incredible distraction, but Jalen Hurts is not the main attraction. So I understand where you're going with all of this, but that's why Carson Wentz has to ball this game, because otherwise that main distraction could in fact become the main attraction. But as it stands right now, Marcel is way off if you think that's the case.
I ain't got no rhyme, but I got facts. Here we go. That same play, and I'll use a play before that because Jalen Hurts came into that same game for a reason, to give a spark. Even Doug Peterson gave it credit. He gave a spark. You know what they went in terms of series outcome before those plays? I give it to you. First 6 offensive drives, 3 and out. 3 and out. 3 and out. 3 and out.
Stop.
3 and out.
Stop.
1 lost fumble.
Stop.
And then 0 first downs and negative 12 yards. Insert Jalen Hurts. You know what happens the next play? He took a shotgun snap, faked the handoff, 20 yards. You know what happened after that? His second play was that play, a 74-yard touchdown. You can call him an attraction all you want. You can say he's just the condiments, but that's what makes this offense taste good. When you put Carson Wentz under center, let's see what he has in totality. What's his passer rating? 30th out of 32. What's his completion percentage? Dead last of all quarterbacks. What's his yards per attempt? 30th. Giveaways, most in the NFL. He's ranked 28th out of 32 quarterbacks, and he's making the third most amount of cash. There's no way you can justify this. He's not even his best ally. Remember we talked about what's the best offensive lineman we've ever met? A quarterback that's decisive, right? A quarterback that thinks, a quarterback that knows what to do with the football. Carson Wentz is on pace to get sacked 66 times this year. Most people that are lazy will say, well, look at his offensive line. But we played the game before. We know that quarterbacks that know their position, that are decisive with the football, go out there and get rid of the ball before that pass rush gets to them. I can't keep beating you up with these facts and these numbers. It's time to share the responsibility.
The one thing you said, I'm going to take that and run with because I agree with. You said Jalen Hurts is a condiment. I agree. He is. Marcel is my favorite condiment, barbecue sauce. I can put barbecue sauce on anything, and it will enhance the taste. Like putting Jalen Hurts in the game enhance the Eagles. But what I can't do is have barbecue sauce by itself. See, what I can't do is just substitute the whole hamburger and just get some barbecue sauce and just start sticking my fingers on barbecue sauce and looking at barbecue sauce. Now, growing up, I didn't know a guy who he ate a sandwich, a barbecue's mayonnaise sandwich. It was disgusting. I looked at it, I nearly vomited. You're that guy. You're the guy who wants, well, just give me all Jalen Hurts. Don't give me Jalen Hurts as a condiment. Don't give me Jalen Hurts as the addition. Just give me all Jalen Hurts. You're that guy. That's a pivotal flaw, pivotal error that you are making.
You just made the pitiful rationale that Carson Wentz is actually something of condiment or meat or potatoes. He's nothing of substance right now for this offense. Give it to you. I give it to you. The offensive line, which is in shambles, but you're getting Deshaun Jackson back. You got your running game, whatever you want to think about Sanders. Hey, you got enough. If you had some seasoning, if you had something to make it taste better, to give it a spark, you substitute Jalen Hurts in there for Carson Wentz, That is actually putting something on this bland-ass offense. Because when you put Carson Wentz under center, you are dead last in most categories.
Let me say this.
Let me.
I'm going to conclude my thoughts with a little bit of agreement. As much dissension as there is in our life, as much dissension as there is in this world, I like to agree with you when I can. Really, what I think about is this.
Okay.
This week, what happened with the Miami Dolphins? They pulled their starting quarterback, Ryan Fitzpatrick, who was playing well, not amazing, but playing well for Tua, a younger rookie who they drafted high. They pulled him during a bye week because it made the most sense. Give Tua time to prepare to go into the game. The Eagles have a bye week coming up. Not this week, obviously.
No.
Not next against the Cowboys. But after the Cowboys, they got a bye week coming up before they play the Giants. If Carson Wentz does not show up and show out to this game.
Too late.
During that bye week, Howie Roseman, who I know well, will look and say, man, you know we drafted Hurts in the second round. Should we maybe make a move? Because coming off that bye week, we played the Giants again. Here's my other reason why I'll agree with you to a degree. If you can't beat the Giants, Carson Wentz, then who can you beat? If you can't beat the Giants, I can excuse you losing to the Steelers. They're undefeated. They're top notch. I can excuse you losing to the Ravens. They're nearly undefeated with one loss to the Chiefs. I can't excuse you losing to the Giants. Because if you can't beat the Giants, what's the worst that happens if we do insert Jalen Hurts? He can't beat the Giants either. So, yes, Carson Wentz, you're without Miles Sanders. Yes, you're without an offensive line. Yes, you're without Zach Ertz. But you should still be able to get it done.
Yeah, but y'all can't beat Washington with Carson Wentz.
Week one. I
don't give a damn this year.
The Buccaneers lost week one. The Buccaneers lost to the Saints week one.
First of all, you're over there eating them naked, bland hamburgers with thought you had barbecue sauce.